Craig is more useful than Steve.
All right, cool. Podcast over. Good job, guys.
That's it. That's the end.
That was it. We're just shaking our booties.
What?
Yep, that was it. That was the podcast.
Why do you have to end? Why do you have to start every podcast with? You know, there's gonna be someone who's tired and is gonna turn it off instantly, right?
Maybe. I mean, if they can't.
What if they
read.
see that it's still like an hour long? Or if they can't read.
If they're that tired, then they're not gonna care. They're gonna fly.
Yeah,
they're gonna probably
well,
have tons of other podcasts.
They should be ready because it was April Fool's about 37 minutes ago.
Oh God.
So, joke's on you guys. All right. Also, I just realized what Noob is wearing. I forgot about that. Oh my God. So, this was a fun week. Noob is eating his soup reel. I can't tell what that is.
Soup?
It's soap. I'm eating soap.
Oh, it's soap.
Yeah.
Did you splash salt in your eye?
Yeah, so I splashed soup in my eye, dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Wait, do I have to stay here?
What?
Do I have to stay here?
I mean, we could literally just do whatever if you really want to.
But will you be focused? I say as I spin my ass. Once again, we're on Animal Crossing while recording this episode of the podcast.
Oh God. Nope, give me on. Okay.
Here we go again. Here we go again. No. We don't have treadmills to do this on.
You need. Oh, you have a treadmill in your house?
No, I don't have a treadmill. I don't have a bike.
What? I
haven't got a treadmill yet.
I can't believe. A shooting star. How do I make a wish? How do I make a wish? Fuck.
Zoom all the way up and push
nothing, and then
I did.
You can't be holding anything.
Fuck. Hold on, I need to.
Wow, I'm actually live here on a podcast that nobody could see. I'm wishing on stars.
Help! There was a star.
Look like we're about to do. Oh, there wasn't.
Oh, there's one. I did it.
Live now, calisthenics here on Animal Crossing at twitch.tv/ProPokeNoob. Early shameless advertisement on the podcast. We need to actually keep talking, though, because podcasts are about verbal communication.
Wow, you sure verbaled my ear real good. All right, Velma, sit your ass down.
Don't make me call you the worst character in your show, according to you.
What?
I'll call you Fred. You want to be Fred? You want to be Fred?
Oh, you mean basic ass Fred who nobody actually likes?
I like Fred.
Yes, so who nobody actually likes? We're talking
you call me a nobody?
Characters.
Bitch?
Scooby-Doo characters. Man, didn't we have this argument on... Well, not argument. This conversation on the last podcast? I don't remember. Or
no, I thought we did it on stream.
Oh, it might have been on stream. Yeah, no,
we had it on stream.
We were doing rankings on Scooby-Doo characters, and I explained to Noob that Fred is basic as fuck.
He is pretty basic, yeah.
But I liked Fred. He had the money that I didn't have as a child, and he was a leader, and I liked that. That's the only reason why I liked him.
He didn't have money.
He looked like he did.
He didn't have money.
He looked like he did.
That was Daphne's money, dude.
Gamma, I was 10. Who gives a flying shit?
Rude. First off. Second off, rude. Third off, rude. I can't even. I don't. How long have we been going?
I don't know. You're the one recording. Craig, how long have we been going? Can we ask Craig?
I wish. I don't. Craig just sends me a link. He's like, I'm recording now. And then I'm like, okay. Oh, man.
So how you guys' week's been so far?
Boy, howdy, the days are blending together.
Wait, it's been a week?
No. It's been a week since we last recorded.
It literally doesn't feel like it. That's the thing.
It is kind of scary. Yeah. This is, well, I mean, luckily for me, between streams and tutoring, it is kind of keeping my semblance of time in check. but at the same time, it's like it's so dry outside of work that I was excited to stand in my mud enclosure and breathe half stale air. That's what it's become.
Can air be stale?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like bread?
Yeah.
What?
It kind of gets musty. It's like a must. My room's having that problem right now because I have to keep it closed, but I have to keep my humidifier going. So without being able to open my door, because otherwise my cat will jump in and literally put his fur and kick up all my dust everywhere. Literally, yeah, it gets musty.
Huh.
Yeah,
It doesn't
it sucks.
sound great.
It also smells like apple vinegar because I cleaned it with apple vinegar, and I'm never doing that again.
Oh no!
Because you have to
And
clean it
now
with
it
vinegar.
Oh.
Now it smells like apple vinegar because it's supposed to use pure vinegar, not distilled, pure, or as whatever the other one, not mixed vinegar. It's
Apple
like pure
cider vinegar?
That's what I use because it's an alternative to vinegar. But the thing is, it smells not great, so I'm just gonna use distilled vinegar. But you're supposed to use pure vinegar, and nobody sells really pure vinegar.
You mean white vinegar?
That one, whatever, man.
Dude, they sell that by the gallon. What are you talking about?
Gamma, not in my area, and it's expensive to clean my humidifier.
$5.
What are you talking about?
Whatever. I don't care. The only thing I do with apple cider vinegar is take shots.
What?
To help. It's supposed to help promote like good digestive.
Oh yeah, gut flora.
Dealios.
You know, you could also just eat. You could also just eat yogurt or. Yeah, I hope you dilute that stuff. That stuff's really bad for you if you.
Oh no, I took a shot like almost every day for like a couple months.
Gamma, you're going to get hurt.
Now I take it in the form of a pill.
Oh my god, vinegar pill?
Apple cider vinegar.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. That's cool.
They have it in a pill.
Hmm.
Yeah, no.
Aren't those like super expensive though?
Yeah, it was like $7 for a big old bottle of it. It wasn't too bad.
Oh.
Just get the off-brand one. Also, where the heck, where are you?
I'm farming.
Oh,
Did you go chase cherry petals?
Yes.
Or cherry blossom petals?
And then I found asses on a tree and started farming ass.
Yeah.
Alright, well, Noob's out farming asses. Okay.
I'm out getting that ass.
Oh no.
Oh my god. I knew it.
Hey, you're all cherry people, okay? I'm the only peach. I'm the peach prince. Remember?
Oh yeah, true. You're the mayor of Buttland.
I'm the mayor.
Or
why you gotta
or
say
some
it
would
like
say
It's
Assington.
It's boost. It's booty.
Oh, full circle.
Okay, call back to the first episode.
Pedal.
There's
That's a lot of air
there's a
horn.
pedal over here.
No, the pedal, please. Oh my god, I suck. I
See
suck.
you in the back.
It was a pedal right next to us.
And I suck.
Sit your ass down. We are recording a podcast, good sir.
I know, and you want to do it live on Animal Crossing, and that was your first mistake again.
I mean, I guess.
Look, there's nothing wrong with work and play integrated, especially when your work is play. So
Not wrong.
I'm focused. I'm the one that can talk forever. So I don't know what you're worried about.
You know what? That reminds me. Speaking of all work and no play,
Who said that?
I don't know. I got an email today from Amazon, and they're like, "Hey, due to things going on, we know you paid in full for your special edition of Final Fantasy VII Remake. It might not come in time, or it might come early. I don't know, but if it doesn't, tough shit."
God.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Exact words.
I'm reading
Tough
it verbatim, so
ship.
That's what the email says.
Yep.
Word for word.
yeah,
Yep.
I
believe it.
Here. I'll take a screenshot.
Tough
if you need me
shit.
to.
Dash
literally says-
Amazon
Shit.
smiley face.
Tough shit. Love Jeff Bezos.
P.S. You smell.
Damn. Okay. Oh man. No. Fucking. I'm looking forward to it, but I just don't have time. I don't have time anymore. Since
What don't you have time for?
school. Anything anymore.
Dude, there's nothing to do. How do you not have time to do things?
Because I still go to school because they want everything to be online now.
Oh, so you're saying that
Same.
efficiency is ruining your life?
Saying that it's not efficient, and listen. Okay, so I have a really bad ADD that is unmedicated. It's not as bad as certain people, I guess.
Okay.
But when it comes to doing projects and stuff, it's really bad.
Yeah.
And
that's also half boredom. You know that, right?
Oh, I'm sure some of it's boredom and laziness. Don't get me wrong. But a large chunk of it feels like if I was on the track that I was supposed to be, that it would be fine. Oh god, I messed up the camera. No, I did it. Oh god, there we go. I forgot where I was going. See, there we go. Bam. I don't know. It's really hard to do stuff online for me. Like back when I was in middle school and high school, I missed school a lot because I had like a really bad like stomach disease and whatnot, which is under control now. Basically, I missed a lot of school, so I had to take online classes. And boy, howdy, the county that I was in used a system called FLVS, and it was literally the worst. It was actual garbage. It sucks not having a teacher to talk to and try and figure stuff out. So,
well, that's what I find that interesting because when I hear people talk about moving education online, the first assumption is that they're going to remove the teacher. And that's because that's what you would realistically think they would do, which is not correct. They can't do that per se. If they do that, they lose an entire section of people of students who can learn, who have to learn codependently, right? So it's just, I find it this whole situation. I think did we talk about this last episode too?
Did we? I honestly don't remember.
Maybe a little
like
bit,
I said.
Yeah. Because I'm sure people have heard the news about all the tens of thousands, 23,000 people in Alberta that have lost their jobs in education. So, oh, you weren't here before I was talking about it on stream? I thought you were.
I don't think I was, no.
Basically, what they did was, you know how people are getting like severance pay or like some kind of coverage. What Alberta did was they basically said, yeah, we don't know how long this is going to go, and we're going to try and save money. We're going to cut all staff. And it's not just teachers, administration, everything else. And because my dad works on the school board, they were talking about this. And then what they were saying was what the government's going to try and do is probably what every organization is going to try and do now. Of course, this is super tinfoil, but almost on its way too. They're going to realize that online and remote work is way cheaper, and they're probably just going to keep all those people fired. There's no promise of their jobs coming back for 23,000 people in Alberta. And if there was promise, I didn't hear about it, or my dad didn't tell me about it. But like the fact that they just did it and they might realize that it's cheaper and they might go for that is literally the scary prospect of at least the future of education. But like
with education, I feel like that's especially problematic.
Yeah. It's scary to imagine a world where they remove the teacher from a classroom. Not because teachers are guaranteed necessary, right? There are a lot of great independent learners out there, and you learn independence from learning in school independently, right? Most teachers become more of a hovering situation rather than someone who is necessary and has to be there. But the thing is, if you start from that point, and many students, including myself, again, as I've been very vocal about as a teacher, when you can't, or when you have difficulty learning by yourself, it becomes like segregated. It becomes segregatory. You don't want to tell people like, oh yeah, you're going to fall behind because you can't learn on your own. That's terrible. And that's what that message that Alberta sends. You know, it's like, yeah, you're expendable. We already know that as educators. We already know that people find it very easy to get rid of us. But to do it during these times is even worse. And the fact that it could lead to profit later. That's the scary part of education. But I feel you, Gamma. It's, again, there's also those things like you're saying. You have EAs in school to help younger students, right? Not even just someone your age, where you're an adult and you have access to resources and assistance that you can get on your own. There are kids who are like 5, 6 years old. Imagine what they're going through. Imagine kindergartners right now, man. Holy crap. I can't imagine what the hell is going on at home. I'm not talking about them not having fun or learning. Like, I'm talking about the fact that you've now put these young students' hands or learning into the hands of parents who may or may not be available to do it. That's what scares me. I like to believe that parents are competent, but then I also hear parents nonstop complain, "Oh my God, this is so hard. How do teachers do this?" It's like, that's why we're teachers. There's a reason we are teachers, because we do this stuff. We learn how to do this stuff. Rant over.
Yeah. I mean, no, I agree with you. It's dumb. It's really stupid. I honestly, personally, I couldn't learn to. I didn't have the ability to learn well independently online, so it messed me up a lot.
Yeah.
And honestly, thinking about the kids going back eventually, I don't know how well they would have adjusted or are going to adjust back into it.
If they've even adjusted out of being kicked out. Like, they'll definitely, you could easily fall off, right? Like, you've heard the whole, basically, they've proven through, well, not proven, but there's a very strong relationship between summer and how many months of learning students learn. You know, you lose like 2 months of learning actually going on, or like 3 months of learning, something like that. You lose an entire chunk of the school year by being on summer vacation without doing any learning. That's scary. That's ridiculous. Because that's how the brain works. It's like a muscle. When you don't work out for a month, yeah, you get a little bit flabbier or you get a little bit weaker, because that's how muscles work, right? The brain is no different. So that's why they talk a lot about like doing summer schooling, or talking about like trying to keep them engaged as much as possible. And during this time, I don't know how many of them are doing it. Maybe it's a slightly different situation because it's an obvious situation they're dealing with. But it's most certainly it's interesting from my perspective as a teacher. And it's kind of like me again, having that fascination with human society and watching the world burn, but not wanting it to burn, but just noticing like, man, this is happening because this is happening when this could have just happened. You know, that whole situation. Yeah, pretending you're a genius, but at the same time, like, it's not geniusness when you're using common sense or using like, what if we just tried this? Oh no, we can't do that. I've heard that way too many times. Anyways, welcome to the PGRC, which stands for ProGammaRazzCast.
Oh boy. I mean, it's just such a complex topic. Like, there's just so much going on as a result of schools closing down and everything.
Businesses. Like, there's just a lot of people not knowing what to do. And I'm sitting here as a streamer going, I can tell you a few things you could do. Start working on that social media presence, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
oh man,
now is, like people say, now is a good time to become a full-time streamer.
Yeah,
if you can. But also, I don't think it is.
Do you believe that?
No, I believe the exact opposite, because everybody's doing it.
Yep.
The ability of discoverability is non-existent.
Yep. I believe this actually benefits people who are established.
Yeah.
Right. Because they have more people who are able to watch them more often.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But then there are the people who are just starting out, and because like the market's just becoming even more inflated because there are more and more people able to just spend more time streaming. Yep. And so we suffer as a result, basically.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think so, though. I don't believe that. I don't believe that the more that, like, especially in our position, right? As smaller streamers, I don't think other people joining it is going to take away from the market, because we're all in the same bucket, right? It's the 1% thing. If you're not in the top 3, you're nobody anyways. Essentially, right? The difference maker is the people who put the work in, and people who are coming in, unless they're putting in the work we've been putting in since the beginning, they're not going to be even a consideration. They're not going to take any viewership away from us. Or even like worry about numbers, right? The most that we can look forward to is, again, our communities being around more often, which means that that's our cue to be like, wow, you got people who are just starting now, and everybody's trying to start. And that whole conversation we had, I think 2 episodes ago, about everyone's a streamer and no one's a viewer anymore. I can't remember when I brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
But that whole consideration, why people are saying live streaming is dead, crab emotes. But like the fact that so many people would start now, and we're sitting here going, well, we started months or years ago. We have an established community, no matter the size. that community just gets more of us if we can do it, right? Obviously, like, you know, for Razz and Gamma, you guys is still in school, so you're still getting stuff. But like for me, it's like, yeah, I'm not tutoring as much and I'm not going out as much. So I'm on a 14-hour stream right now, for God's sake. Right? I literally have nothing. Yeah. I literally have nothing else to do. I'm doing my work when I have online tutoring and everything else, but it's like, yeah, this is literally the prime time for my community to come out if they really want to catch everything. Right? But I'm not worried that some other Joe Blow is going to come out of here, start doing a bunch of work. And if he does, cool, good for them. I don't care. But I don't think it actually affects numbers.
No, it doesn't affect current streamers' numbers.
Yeah. I don't even think it would affect bigger streamers, like make it more for them or less. I think you have the same numbers. If anything, it's the opportunity outside of the stream to attract more attention because more people on social media.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's more about the discoverability and the fact that like people starting just now aren't it's even less of a chance of people finding you, just because
of course.
You know there's the saturation in the market, and now I sound like a marketing major.
Are you a marketing major?
God, no. I talk to them all the time, though. I lose my mind every time I do. What was I saying? Yeah, no, it's just a huge saturation, which, I mean, I don't mind. As long as people are having fun, who fucking cares? That's my motto. If you're not having fun, don't stream. But if you're having fun, stream until you're dead. Put that away. Put that away. Put that
Mama's a murderer.
Put it away. Put it away, noob.
This is an audio podcast.
So why did you make mention of me axing your head? Why you got to make mention to it?
Oh my god!
Fine, everybody sit down. Everybody sit the hell down. Oh, I gotta put my axe away. Actually, I'm gonna keep looking at the stars just in case those come by again.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't believe. I think the market's already incredibly way oversaturated that I'm not even remotely thinking about. Oh, more people are streaming now. It's like cool. They're what I was 5 years ago, extremely non-existent with no presence. Really, like that's the way
fair.
that I think, based on experience too, right? It's like those people who come back from like being off for a year. Not calling you. I just realized that's Razz, but like being off for a very long extended period of time. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, we missed you," because it's genuine. And then the numbers are like spiky. You're like, "Oh my god, all that work paid off." And then the uneducated pleb who is streaming like that suddenly gets this average of 2 again and goes, "Well, what did I do wrong?" It's like, well, you know,
the lack of consistency.
Yeah, it's the fact that a lot of people get excited when old flames come back. It's like seeing that ex that you were still kind of into, but you knew was the best to break up with. And then you see them with the new person, and you're just like, yeah, that was good. And then after that, you're just like, oh yeah, fuck her. So, or fuck them, I guess. But either way, I don't know. I find it's, yeah. I don't feel the pressure. I will feel the leg pain though, because of the amount of sitting. I've been trying to stand a lot. I've been trying a lot. Keep that activity going and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've been a bit more conscious about like, oh god, I'm sitting too much now that I don't have to walk around and stuff. Like I don't have to walk around campus or like walk to get groceries anymore. It's like this weird thing where it's like, since I'm at home now, I don't have to go to the store on top of like the going to campus stuff, and it's just like I just sit here. All I do is sit.
I know, isn't that weird?
It's not great.
Isn't that weird?
It's hard to find motivation to move.
Yeah.
Especially when you have like, I use a stick to press things. I don't even have to get up.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Gamma, extend a goddamn arm.
But it's so far away.
Oh my god.
Just
It's over there and I'm
go
over
again.
here.
You remind me of The Simpsons, where Homer's trying to turn off the TV with a broomstick.
Oh yeah, easy. That's what I do. Except I use a remote control because TVs don't have power buttons anymore.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
No, but that's when he dropped the remote, right? And he didn't want to get up to do it because that's when he was like 400 pounds.
But
So
they
he was
don't
like-
have power buttons anymore, noob.
Mine still do.
How?
They're old.
Oh yeah, true.
My smart TV has a power off button. What happens if your remote breaks? Is your TV just screwed? I don't get why these changes happen. Like, why get rid
the
of
app on my phone?
Oh my god,
That's so weird, though.
That's so weird. Like, what's wrong with a manual off button? What's wrong with that? Why does it have to be voice activated? Why does it have to be removed? I just don't get it. Or it's new and fancy. But what if it breaks? I'm not gonna toss it. Do you know anyone who tosses their technology like every month if it breaks? I knew a guy who like changed his computer up every 3 months when it would just break, or if like it would go bad, he'd just buy a new one.
Months?
Yeah, because he kept up with it,
goodness.
right? He was super into it. He did work on it, so it kind of made sense. But at the same time, like if something broke, he wouldn't even attempt to fix it. He would just toss it and buy a new one. That's how well endowed he was. And I'm just like,
that's crazy.
What a waste! What a waste!
Such a large amount of money.
I know, and it's a waste of resources.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a family member who does that, but then again, they have the money to do that. So, hey, I guess.
I don't even think it's just a money. It can't just be a money thing though. Like it's got to be a mentality thing of just being like, literally, huh?
Not dealing with it.
Yeah, it's like like greed and gluttony with the abundance and kind of like the pride of you knowing there's so much. It's just like, what the hell? I can't even live like that. Yeah, I can't fix a lot of things, but I'm not just gonna assume once something's broken. Like I was talking about my shaver, and like yeah, my shaver is broken, but I'm not gonna toss it, even though it's a couple years old. And yes, I could cut myself with the blade part, but I'm like, it still works. And until it becomes a problem, I'm not going to toss it. There's no fix for it, but I'm not going to dump another $80 on a shaver just because this one is. Yeah, mine was $80, man. That's it.
How much you dropping $80 on a friggin' electric razor?
Trimmer? Yeah, no, it's a shaver. It's a shaver. It's got the trimmer on the back. Sorry, that's what I'm thinking. Trimmer on the back. Trimmer's on the back. My dad's is $350, man. That's like the high end gets perfect.
I'll never understand spending that much money on it. The most I've spent is $40, and that was because it was supposed to do everything, and it didn't.
Well, this one cuts. My hair is very coarse, so like normal. I had a $50 shaver a long time ago. That shit is so much under my neck, like at the crevice of where my Adam's apple is. There's so much. It still is there, right? Like it's really tough hair. So. Even if I shave it after only a couple of days of it growing, it's just like I need a shaver that cleans it really well. And I've been told a razor, I just don't trust myself with a razor. So I am a $300 shaver guy.
I mean, does it make you breakfast in bed or something? I don't get why it costs so much.
It can get me breakfast in bed.
Like, I don't understand.
Noob, are you okay?
It's flying right past my head.
Gamma, it's a sex thing.
I know what that means. Yeah.
Insert Captain America. I know that reference.
I get that. Oh my god! I don't know where to go from there.
Just know that if I spent that, but again, if I spend the money, dude, there are literally how many things would I spend that much money on? Shoes, I spend a lot of money on because it's important. Shavers, I'll spend the money on because I know I'm going to use them like every 2 or 3 days, so I'm going to get a damn good one, and like just replace the film and stuff like that. And I take good care of mine too. And what's the other thing I spend good money on? Internet. That's it. Like that's all I really need. If I have good shoes, good internet, and a good shaver, everything else, I'm still going to be wise, but I'm not going to feel like I need to get top quality because that's just literally like the most important things for me. And my hair. I spend money on my hair, but like I get a $22 haircut basically from my salon. But that's because the salon guy does my hair properly. And I'm tired of $8 haircuts that are just absolute shite, and my appearance is very important to all of my work. So,
mm-hmm.
Do you tip though?
Yes, I do actually.
Okay.
It's $24 that I spend, but it's a $22 haircut. I tip $2. My mom taught me to tip them specifically because, salon. I'm like, that's fair. That's fair.
Man, $2 sounds like the kinds of tips I got when I was driving.
I mean, how much do they spend on pizza?
$40 to $100.
Okay, if they spend $40 to $100, that's not even 10%. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's terrible, yeah.
Like, mine's 10% because I stick by the 10% rule. I still think 15% is, like, you literally need to be giving me top tier. And that's fair because that's the job you go into. I mean, I'm going into that sales job. I don't expect to make top dollar unless I'm on my A+ game. But, like, 15 to 18%, you still can't convince me to pay as a standard. There's no friggin' way. Dude, you know what I've seen on some machines now? 25% tip. 25?
Wait,
I might as well buy another meal.
Where though?
At high-end restaurants. But I'm sitting there going, okay, here's me in a high-end town, right? My town is fairly lucrative. If I spend $200 on a meal, or let's say $100 on my meal between myself and my girlfriend, if I'm going to give a $25 tip, I might as well just order another meal. Like, really, I'll order another risotto with breadsticks, for God's sake. Like, holy shit.
But
I will never pay 25% for a tip. Not in hell. Not a chance.
Maybe it's because I'm in the food and restaurant business that I feel that can be considered normal. Like, good person, like, just good practice. I don't know. I honestly, it depends.
I would rather you guys get paid more in a salary than me having to feel like to tip you 25%.
Oh, that I agree with you 100% on that. This whole
I still think tip
wage is bullshit.
Yeah. Tip, commission is one thing. Tip wage pay for people in the food industry is absolute malarkey.
Have I told you how much a waitress or server makes in an hour? Like the minimum wage.
I've heard how much. Like, I remember one of my friends when she was working it, they had to split $250 between 8 people for an 8-hour shift. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Oh, that's easy.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, 10 people.
Yeah. What?
No, like it's $235 per hour.
Good Lord, man.
Yeah.
That's so bad. That's like $4 here. That's ridiculous.
Goodness.
That's nuts.
Yeah, no, like that's people depend on the tips. That's the thing. Like, personally, for me, I always give 20%, even if it's not the greatest. Like, if it's not great service, maybe 15%. But if I go out to eat, I know I'm going out expecting to tip. I don't know.
Yeah. That's
just knowing the plate. No, I know. And I don't get me wrong. I'm not hitting you on that. It's just personally, like, when it comes to tipping and stuff, knowing the work that people go through for this kind of stuff and the kind of shit they get on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Like, I know other types of countries don't have that. Like, I know Japan, people actually get paid, and Australia, apparently they actually get paid too, which is cool. But yeah, I don't know. I know America, Canada has it too. I don't know.
Well, they legitimize like bare minimum wage in exchange for tips, right? Tips are a bonus, but I mean, by no means. I don't even think they get to keep the full friggin' pool. Like, they don't even get to split the full pool. I still think a portion of the tips go into the company. I'm like, well, then what the hell is the point?
Oh yeah, no. If the company gets the tips, it's fucked. It's completely fucked. Like, there are businesses that actually take the tips, and it's like, it's small businesses, but they're just scumbags.
Like this is the way I treat it, right? If you give me service and you do it, right, and it's a sit-down restaurant, 10%. That's my rule, right? I know it's a little bit higher now, but I do 10% because I'm not a guy with a lot of money. And have I told you about what happened with the Pickle Barrel when I was really strapped for cash and they shamed me for not tipping them?
I don't remember.
What?
Okay.
No, I have not heard this.
I might. Do I tell 2 stories in one night? Oh,
we got the time, I think.
The Blackwing Kid story and the Pickle Barrel story.
Was it Blackwing Kid or
were we doing Blackwing tonight?
What? We were doing. Is that the Yu-Gi-Oh one?
Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the Yu-Gi-Oh story tonight?
Yeah, we were doing that tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Razz, check the list.
I took notes.
Okay, I'm going against Noob's rules, and I'm gonna read chat real quick. Anish calls out to Anish. do I tip at McDonald's? I do not tip at McDonald's. Reason being, they actually get paid minimum wage, and sometimes they get paid more than minimum wage.
Yep.
You can ask one of our friends, Oxum. She has worked at McDonald's before, and they get paid.
If I'm not getting sit down service, I do not tip. That's my rule. Even at like a bakery where they have like tips appreciated and stuff like this, I'm like, you are literally doing the same thing someone at my grocery store does. Pay your goddamn employees.
Well, for me, like if they do get tips and they're still getting paid and they give me like really good service and I have the extra cash.
I mean, I've done that before too. Yeah.
But I can understand. Like the thing is, if they're paid, then I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah.
But if they go above and beyond, then I feel like I can give them that. Then I do that. I'm sorry. What the fuck? Noob is now a sexy fireman with a rose in his mouth.
You're still not getting that kiss.
I never will.
But like, for a person like me who doesn't have a lot of money, you know, I used to tip 15% on really good service, or just like good service, right? When I was working a lot more and had the money to expend on dates and things like this once in a while. But like my rule is, if it's a sit-down restaurant, 10%. If they really like are above and beyond, but not like ridiculously above, but like if they're talking to me, being nice, and you know, if something goes wrong or if something goes great, and they're just like making sure like I can tell they're taking the time, especially as a person who knows about people who like effectively communicate and makes that good connection, because that's the stuff that I work with for all of my jobs with sales and as well as just content creation, stuff like that. If I could tell they're putting in a great effort, then I'll 15% it, right? I will not touch 20% unless I'm literally feeling like I've gotten a nice massage coming out of that restaurant and the person's driving me home. Like, I will not pay 20% because I would rather eat more and make them there would have to be a really long time I'd have to be sitting there. Like if they're hosting a party, maybe I'd tip 20%, maybe, but I wouldn't go over 15%.
Okay, this is actually a good question. If you spent like $10 at a table, would you tip 15%, like $2 on that? Because personally,
would I be $10? No, I still do 10 or 15. I probably do 15 more.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying.
I probably have like a $20. If it's like $20, if I probably spent, I'm trying to think when I go to bars or stuff like that. If it's like $20, I go 10%. I think if it's anything less, I'll probably do 15. I haven't gone out in a very long time in tips, so.
I personally, I know I'm not the only one that does this, but like when I go out, no matter what, it's going to be at least a minimum of like $5.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh yeah. Like if I go to a bar, yeah, I'll tip $5 no matter how much I spent. Something like that.
If I go to a restaurant,
I'll drop a toonie or stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, because I get the deal on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
I mean, I find it ludicrous. Yeah, I find it ludicrous, and I would rather just not support the business at all with my service if I know that's what's happening, right? Like, I'd rather just be like, yeah, screw you guys. Pay your goddamn employees. It's my form of boycott. Even though I know that takes money away from you guys too, but it's just like, I don't know what to do because it's just so much extra. I would rather, it's like a tax. I'd rather use just, like with you know, the whole, I'm going to use the Canadian healthcare right now to prove a point. I'd rather get taxed on healthcare than do what you guys do with private healthcare. I'd rather just pay I'd rather pay more money for my food, knowing that you guys get a wage. I'd rather do that. I will pay an extra $3 for my pizza slice or whatever, knowing that you guys get minimum wage. Truly,
that'd be nice.
I wouldn't mind at all.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you some shitty shit that went down at a place I worked.
Okay.
So I was a delivery driver at some place, and I ended up training some other drivers because I did good for like a year or whatnot. And they're like, hey, can you train these new guys? And I'm like, all right, sure. But before that, the minimum wage thing translated, or it didn't translate, it changed. It changed, and the fact that it changed, my work was like, hey, instead of giving you minimum wage for doing your job, we're going to give you a driver's wage for when you're on the road and minimum wage when you're in the store.
Yeah.
I've told you this before, but I want to say it again for the podcast because I know other people listening have been delivery drivers and they know the
This
deal.
is straight bullshit. This is straight bullshit.
So yeah, so I personally $11 was the minimum wage. It still is right now. It was 10 when it changed. I was getting, because I was a good driver, and basically everybody at the store that stayed got $7 an hour on the road, which it's okay, I guess. Less than what minimum wage was before that.
Yeah,
but whatever, I can live with it. Until it got to the point where they were putting us out on deliveries 10 minutes before we even left the building. So when they put into that machine that we're on the road, our wages are changed to that driver's wage, and we're sitting here waiting for a pizza to take out and deliver. Now, the shitty thing about that is they wouldn't bring us back early. They would bring us back either when we got there or we had to bring ourselves back.
Yeah.
So we're losing like 10 minutes of full minimum wage. Now, here's the shitty thing. I trained these people, and I found out what they were given for a driver's wage. One person got $4. And the most recent person got $3 an hour on the road.
Lord.
What the hell?
So, yeah, and the thing is, we got paid back, we didn't get the delivery charge. Nobody ever gets the fucking delivery charge. Anybody tells you that's the truth, they can fuck right off. What happens is we get a certain mileage, and I think I was getting like maybe 20 cents per mile, and that added up to maybe like $1.50 a delivery. So it was just a mess, and just to count that down with the people getting $3 an hour was complete and utter bullshit. I don't know, like that's the thing, and I know servers are getting that $2.35 an hour, and the thing is, the state, not just the state, like I believe the federal government itself has a set minimum wage that you have to bump it up to. So like, say the server didn't get any tips for the hour, they have to get paid at least minimum wage. So what the companies do, not just my company, almost every other restaurant, even if they're not making money, they make the person claim just enough so that they don't have to pay them on their check. That's the fucked up shit.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so that's why I feel that that's the reason I tip the way I do, is because I know the bullshit that people go through. And just, when people are nice like you give at least 15% and whatnot, that's cool, It's appreciated, And I've gone on my rant. My rant is now over. Sorry to Noob got his school rant, I get my minimum wage rant.
You make me feel bad, man. I don't got the money. It leads to my pickle barrel story, but I don't got the money to do that shit, dude.
It's okay. Listen, I think I remember the pickle barrel shit. They were fucked up, so they deserved what
they were. It is quite ridiculous what happened.
Yeah. So like, don't get me wrong. If they're an asshole and they don't serve you okay, fuck that.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Okay.
No, what are you sorry about? It's a podcast. You're supposed to talk.
No, I'm rambling. All right,
He's a rambling man.
If you guys got thoughts on it, or if you want to push on over, we can do that too.
Razz, say something.
I mean,
Say something.
I've never really had an actual job before, so I can't really comment on anything.
It's okay.
I mean, I was a paid note taker for like classes and stuff for a disability services center, but that's basically all I've really done.
I mean, that's fine.
I just make pretty notes and I submit it, and I'm like, bam, give me money.
I mean, hey, that's fine. It's a job. It's
way smarter than what we're doing.
Yeah, you're not delivering pizzas.
Oh shit!
That is really shitty, though.
You can, at least you understand the whole thing. Don't get me started on pepperonis. I'm sorry, I read the chat.
No, not again.
Not the pepperonis.
Oh, not again. Don't bring up the pepperoni. I forget what exactly it is. But I remember pepperoni not going over well.
Don't order pepperoni on your pizza unless you're an asshole. Just note that they have to take every single slimy piece of pepperoni that's stuck together because it's warm onto that pizza.
Oh.
And if you order extra pepperoni, you're the devil. You could fuck right off.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Look, man, I like my pepperoni pizza. I'm not stopping.
Listen, I do too. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, you're the devil.
I mean, guilty as charged.
Good thing I find pepperoni overrated.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's the greatest meat in the world, mainly because I don't even think it's meat, but it's tasty. I like it. I'm not gonna say it's like the best thing since sliced bread, because that'd be weird.
Yeah, it's the best thing since sliced meat.
Best thing as sliced meat, actually.
No, I don't actually give a shit what people put on their pizzas, but I do voice my frustrations as somebody who has put pizzas together. It sucks.
Mm.
Don't worry, one day you guys will learn. Everybody's gonna have to make pizzas one day.
Well, they're learning right now, man. You heard all the people who are like freaking out because they have to cook at home?
Don't even get me started on essential business.
I'm getting you started on essential business.
I'm not talking about this tonight. Fuck that. Fuck that noise. I'm not.
I'm sorry.
We would need a 4-hour podcast.
Sorry.
Oh shit,
No.
more. What? Oh fuck, how do I get off of this? Oh, everything's on fire. Sorry, there's some shooting stars.
Looks
in
like
Animal
being
Crossing.
active and standing
No.
up has its benefits. AmaGamma? Welcome to Newberton, you hoser.
Son of a
Wait, there might be a couple more.
Darn.
They usually come like 3 to 5.
That was like 5.
What? There's only 3. I
I'm
missed
so
one.
mad. There was
Does this
4.
only come to my island then because I wished on them?
There was 4. Oh, I'm so mad.
Oh man.
I'm so upset now. Gosh dang it. I feel betrayed.
Razz, have you heard my pickle barrel story? About the time I tipped 97 cents?
Hit it.
No, all I can think of is the pickle lemonade, but I have no idea about the pickle.
Oh, this has
barrel
nothing to do with
story.
this has nothing to do with pickle lemonade.
Now
Not
I'm curious about the
freaking-
pickle lemonade.
That's from the X from last year when we were playing Pixelmon and we were in call. This is when the PGRC was actually kind of born off of the idea of pickle lemonade, when me, Tim, and Razz were talking about all the weird weird foods that they were putting in. And pickle lemonade was on the menu.
That's weird.
Yeah, exactly. You weirdos, stop that. Back when I was dating my ex, this would have been about 6-7 years. Oh no, like 8-9 years ago, maybe. We used to go out on a lot of dates because she wanted to go out a lot, and obviously I had a paper route / weekend karate jobs. I didn't have the most money, but I mean, we go to a restaurant here and there, and I would try to steer her away from sit downs, but sometimes like, all right, let's go to a sit down. Let's do something a little bit nicer. So this one time we decided to go to the Pickle Barrel. Never really been to the Pickle Barrel before. I went to the one in Toronto. Yeah, you can hear me right now, Toronto. You know who you are.
Is it anything like a Cracker Barrel?
Maybe. It's just
Is it like
a sit-down
breakfast place?
restaurant.
It's like
What's that?
It's like an old-timey breakfast place?
No, God, no.
Okay.
It's well, at the time they had like a mini bistro in that place. It was kind of more advanced, I think, because it was in the bougie area of Toronto, kind of like mid-north sort of area. But I almost put an axe through my villager's head. Sorry. But basically, we sat down, and they were a bit busy that day. So first of all, we were waiting for like half an hour. And you can't really control that. It's not the biggest deal. She was getting a bit antsy, but it's like it's whatever. These things happen. So we started ordering our food, and it turned out that half the stuff that I wanted to order was not on the menu. I'm like, okay. And they're like, yeah, we're in that period where we're trying to make a bunch of food and going from there. I'm going, all right. I still don't understand that. I'm like, you guys are, a restaurant, you have a bunch of people out here, and I'm asking if you can make the food, and you're telling me half the menu's off the limits, which is weird, but okay, sure. So anyways, I ordered some food, stuff like that. I believe they messed up my plate twice. They gave me the wrong food twice. And the server, he was kind of being a bit of a bitch. I'm going to be dead honest with you. I don't like using that term very often, but he was being a bitch in terms of like, he was expecting me to be okay with his mistakes. So, like, he would give me the wrong food and be like, sorry, this is not the correct plate. I ordered this. They go, okay, fine, go get it for you. So, okay, fine. First time's whatever. Comes back the second time, and I look at it and I go, this portion's smaller than what I ordered. Because, like, they literally gave me, like, 3/4 of what I was supposed to get. And he's going, well, that's what we serve. I go, and I looked at the guy next to me, I go, and I literally point out, I go, well, I'm looking at his plate. He just got it. Why is his slice so much bigger than mine? You know, I ordered like a piece of meat or something like that. And I'm like, mine's so small compared to. So he's like, okay, fine. So he brings it back. He starts storming off like a little asshole. I'm like, okay. I don't know what his problem is. I'm literally saying, like, you're not giving me the correct amount that I've ordered. It's like ordering a foot long and they get a 6-inch. Like, I'm paying for the food. Give me my food. You know, it's not a hard concept. And like, they messed up my girlfriend's drink. They gave her the wrong thing as well. Like, they messed up a bunch of things, right? So at the end of the meal, both of us were pretty dissatisfied. And she was looking at me because I was... Did you turn my faucet on, Razz?
I'll turn it off.
Anyways, so... So at the end, they bring us the bill. And I didn't have a lot of money at that time. And what ended up happening was I didn't realize because I didn't have a credit card, I don't think at that time. I only had a debit card. So with my debit card, I didn't have enough money on it to tip. So I looked into my pockets, and this is when I started carrying less and less cash on me. Now I carry no cash on me. I need to start carrying a bit of cash on myself, but like, I didn't have much cash on me. So I had 97 cents on me back when they accepted pennies and stuff like that. So I was pulling it out. I paid the amount that I was supposed to pay, and I put the 97 cents on the table. Server looks at me. He looks at the bill. He goes, You know, most people tip 10%, you know.
Yeah.
And I looked at him with like the most actually like disgusted face I've probably ever given a food service individual, because not only did I take offense to them saying that I owed them 10%, but the fact that they have the gall, after how many issues they should have known has been happening at the table, that I even considered tipping his lazy fucking ass and his like incompetence with everything that was going on in the store. And I told him, this is all the money I have. Like, I wish I would have gone into him harder, because literally that was all the money I have. And I was even considering giving him 5%.
I wouldn't have told him that.
You wouldn't have told him that I didn't have a lot of money, because I don't. Well,
no,
I mean,
I told him that.
I mean,
when I said you get what you get for your service.
Well, when I filled out the I filled out the form. I don't know how much they read this. I know they do read the surveys, because my dad used to work in food. They do have to read them. I basically put like these two servers. I put the names down. These two servers, because 2 of them came over. They both messed up everything. Like, literally dropped the ball on everything. I don't know what's happening in your kitchen. Like, I just went off. I'm like, your kitchen seemed to have no food when we came here at 4:00 in the afternoon or 5:00 or whatever. So yeah, it's dinner time, but it's the beginning of dinner time. Even if my food was cold, I'd rather have my food cold than you say I don't have my goddamn food. Like, I came here for food. I didn't come here for pick from 1 of 4 out of 55 that are locked out. Like, literally 65% of that menu was unavailable. And I get it, because maybe they're making it in the beginning, but they told me they didn't have supplies. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have? You're in a mall. You get fed the most supplies. Don't give me that bullshit. I know how it works. But yeah, I put down like these 2 servers were ass. So here's your 97 cents. But at the same time, I'm sitting there like he's looking at me like I have money, because again, it's a ritzier area, and I'm sitting there going like, what a nerve to have to assume that someone even has the money. Like, if someone, I don't work in food, I don't work off of tip, right? But I think about content creation. It reminds me of streaming. If I have someone watch my content for free for 30 years, I'm not going to say a word about them saying you don't have $250 to pay me a month, even once. Why would I say that? Like, tipping is not required. So I don't know the person's situation, whether they're on stream or if I'm eating food and maybe I don't have the money to do it. Maybe I'm on a really tight budget. And I get that everyone's in a tight situation. Obviously, as a streamer, I'm in a tight situation, right? But I'm not going to be like, it's only $250. Like, who the fuck are you to do that?
No,
that's ridiculous.
Okay. So I get you on that, but the context to it specifically it's more they're doing it for a job specifically so that they can support themselves. But also, I agree that they like everybody server wise and delivery wise should be working to make the person happy.
Yeah.
You know? Don't get me wrong on that. It's just it's a bit different because it's specifically a job, and they're trying to survive off of that.
Are you calling streaming on specifically a job?
No. Okay, don't get me twisted. Like,
I'm twisting it, buddy. I'm uncorking this shit.
But it's not,
hey, Razz, stop panicking.
How do I put this without being like a dick? Streaming, you know what you're getting into. Serving and delivering. And
you also know what you're getting into. You don't have to sign that paper, man.
Well, no, but the thing is, you're getting like there is a wage that you're supposed to be getting. There's a difference between it, I think. And
remember, I'm in Canada. They get paid a wage, so tips are a bonus.
Oh, it's not required. Oh, that's a different story. Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, this is in Canada. No, they get a wage. That's what I'm saying. I should mention that, right? I know they're getting. If they're not getting a wage, they don't deserve to make that money then because they didn't do their job. They fucking did not do their job.
Yeah, that's a different story.
What they basically told me, because again, this is a very specific situation where they don't deserve the tip, right?
Yeah.
Right? They did not earn. That's like saying I went to babysit and I kicked your kid. Pay me $10. Like,
don't get me wrong. I am not defending Pickle Barrel guy whatsoever. He can fuck right off. That was a good move.
Pickle Barrel.
That was shitty. So let's just call him Pickle Rick. Let's just call him Pickle Rick.
Oh no!
It was the funniest shit I've ever. Okay, I'm not gonna meme right now. I can't.
You just did.
God, I did, didn't I? No, but yeah, I get you on that. That's always a different story. Like in America, it'd be different.
Like this is the way I think about it, right? I get it, right? I understand that you don't have the pick of the litter when it comes to your jobs. You just want a job. You got to try and do something to make the money with, right?
Yeah, exactly.
In my mind, as a server or as a person who works in service, you never make it clear that money is a thing on the table that always needs to be thought about by the consumer. The consumer is going there that they are going to be paying for the meal and that they are going to be tipping for your service, right? If they don't tip for your service, they're one of two things. One, they're stingy and they say fuck you. Or, okay, three things. One, they're stingy to say fuck you because they don't give a shit. Two, they literally don't have the money to do it. Or three, they don't think you deserve it, right? Yeah. All three of those are valid, but should never be brought up to the consumer. How do you get a returning customer by making it clear that if I don't tip you, I'm not going to get good service the next time I come back? That's no way to sell it, no matter which way you do. And knowing that's part of your job, you'd think you'd try a little bit harder on that, trying to make your job the most fruitful because you know you don't have any other job. You should be treating it like you're licking it for goddamn sustenance. That's the way I think about it. If you're really living off that job, that's the only job you can get, you better be treating that job with the highest regard then. And making those tips and hope to God that you treat people enough that in the goodness of the social customs that they will give you tips.
No, but yeah, okay.
Mr. 97-cent motherfucker doesn't deserve it, especially when he's getting a wage.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. Fucking, the thing is, like, personally for me, as somebody who's served, delivered, and whatnot, I think that the most somebody ever should go when it comes to letting a consumer know about, like, a tip thing, like, when you give them their receipt, be like, all right, here's your receipt. I hope everything was okay. There's a section to put the tip if you'd like, and that's as far as anybody should ever go.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine to let them know that, hey, by the way, there is an option to tip.
Yeah.
The moment you give me a number, if you're like 10%, like, who the hell are you? What if I don't have 10%? Well, or what if I don't think you're worth 10%? Like,
no,
that's so nasty, man. That's gross. That's like people saying, you mean you couldn't donate more than $3 to charity? That's what it feels like to me.
No, yeah. If you bring it up to the consumer, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Now,
exactly.
I've seen some shows. I watch like Kitchen Nightmares and stuff and all that other whatever. Basically, I've seen a couple crazy stories about tips and whatnot, but I actually just recently watched like a 24 Hours of Hell and Back. There was this one lady who chased people out the door because they did not tip.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
And
get over yourself.
Aren't you gonna fucking tip me?
Crap.
And I'm like, what? Who the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Yeah, that's people who are entitled to it. That's a different story. Fuck that shit.
No, that's nuts.
But people who are genuinely working and doing their best to get the tip, that's a different story. Like, there's two stories, and one of them's pretty fucked up.
Commission-based and tip wage jobs are extremely high risk and extremely mediocre reward. Let's be honest, right? Unless you're working a high sales thing where your commission pays you a bunch if you sell, it's a tough job to run. I'm going to be doing that with my package sales for tutoring, right? I get paid for the job. Now, luckily for us, they just changed the compensation package where I get paid less if I don't sell, but I still get paid, right? But I know the feeling of having to always sell and try to make something come out of stuff, right? But the realization is, again, if that's my only job, I'm going to treat it like it's my job and it's the job that's going to earn me the things that I need to survive. At the same time, as a consumer, I'm paying for services that people also get a minimum wage for, they get a high-end paying salary wage for, and I expect the same service all the same. Right? So I expect the cook in the back who might be making minimum wage to be cooking my food to make sure I don't get sick and it's going to be clean. Right? I expect the person who's managing the restaurant to get me good employees, to uphold a certain standard is going to get me there, and I know they're making a decent salary. No matter what, my opinion of everything else is going to treat how I go back to that store no matter what. The difference is because you're the bottom of the barrel employee making that tip wage, you're the one that's going to suffer the most, but you're also the one that has to be like the forefront runner, like the frontline infantry, to make sure that you're protecting that. That's what gets me, is the fact that you know the position you're in. You would think you would do your position the best. You would think. And I'm not saying like he can't control, this guy couldn't control what's happening in the restaurant, right? I was just pissed because I'm like, you're literally telling me more than half the menu is not available. That's nuts. Like, that's really nuts. That's on the company. I'm not faulting him for that. But the fact that you're being rude to me and that you're still bringing all of my stuff wrong and all this other stuff, it's like, you know this is your job and you know people are going to get upset. Don't treat it like I shouldn't be upset when it's something to get upset over. And I'm nice, too. Stars.
Oh, fuck. Heggy.
Oh, no!
Higgy.
You're blocked! Why'd you try to... Razz, why are you like this? Oh, my God.
I got it.
God. I hate
Give
life.
Me more.
I
Give
hate
me
the
more.
fire instead of the star.
Give me more. I need another. More stars. Give me.
Fire, fuck.
That's a good way to end that story. Another one.
Razz is just silently in the back, super focusing on the sky. Razz is our resident tryhard in Animal Crossing.
I think I got it. Yeah, there we go.
Where is she?
Right there.
No, where is she in the call?
Over there.
Oh, okay, I see.
Oh, I was saying things and I didn't realize I was muted.
You were super muted.
I am your resident tryhard. Yes. Hi.
Give me more stars. Okay.
Fucking fire. Ugh.
Uh,
Get snuffed, loser.
So, how are you guys doing tonight?
Angry. I'm angry.
Now I'm just angry
at the system.
I'm mad.
Angie.
Raz, give us... Raz, take it away. It's all you.
Okay.
It's now the RC.
Come next to me.
Okay, cool. Well, this week has been my first week of online classes.
Oh yeah.
So
How's
been pretty
gone?
chill though. Huh?
How's that going? Have you had any weird situations?
Yeah. I have a group project that I'm in that I found a group for, and we have a Discord server for it, which is going well. So that's going well. We're making a game and stuff. I also have a writing class, but for some reason we're not really doing anything this week. Like, we had 2 assignments that were due yesterday, and the rest of the week they're like, yeah, the rest of the week's for you guys to just get your stuff together. And I'm like, okay.
Oh.
I guess I have less than like -1 week of writing. Then I have a 3rd class I have that doesn't start until tomorrow.
Okay.
But it's been very chill. My sleep schedule hasn't been fixed from the past couple weeks. So, like, I'm in this really weird situation where, like, I go to sleep like sometime between like 4 and 6 a.m. and then I wake up sometime between like 10 a.m. and 2 p.m.
Oh.
And I've just been doing that for like the past few weeks. And my body's like, what are you doing with yourself?
I feel
But
you
like
on
it's
that.
yeah. But it's like I don't have an incentive to really fix the schedule because I'm not going anywhere. And like my classes aren't in the morning or anything. So
Yeah.
it's like it's just this weird situation.
You know what's scary?
What?
Hmm?
You know how my sleep schedule has been something I've been working on for a long time?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know what's been the best ever since this quarantine has happened?
What?
I've been sleeping, like I've been getting tired by 2:33 a.m. and going to bed by 4 or 4:30. Like some nights I'll be up till 5:30, but I will be in bed and motivated to actually try to sleep earlier than before when I was going out and having things to wake up for. Because I wake up for stream, but like even though I'm not necessarily awake for 10 a.m. on stream, I'm still waking up way earlier than what I was doing like a month or 2 months ago. And that was all before this whole virus shit started in waves. Okay. So I know everyone's having like really bad sleep schedules. I'm just sitting here like, and I'm going the other way. I'm sleeping better than ever. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm a mess.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I know my mom and dad, or especially my dad. He's just like he doesn't know what to do, and which is scary because he's usually like he just plays his music all day, or he'll just do stuff on the computer. But I'm like, Dad, this is your look into retirement in a year or two. Like this is just getting you ready for that. You're scaring me now because you said you were gonna have stuff to do in retirement. You're putzing around the house like there's nothing to do when you have many things you can do. Like just go do them. It's just because you can't go outside that it sucks a lot too. Otherwise, you'd be outside a lot more working on stuff, I suppose. Not really. I don't know. But it's just like I listen to all these people in my family who are just like, I don't know what to do with my life, and I'm sitting there going, you make fun of me in my basement now, bitches. Make fun of me more. I know if you listen to this podcast ever, I love you, family, but I can't shame this lifestyle anymore. You can't. You really can't. I'm living a life on a mic on the cam. That's
It's life. Speaking of life, it has a lot of interesting things and stories that happen. Maybe now's a good time for that one story about the Yu-Gi-Mohs.
Do I get an intro song for this now? I feel like I should be demanding an intro song. I mean, most of them do end like that. Song. To be fair, most of those stories do end like that.
I mean,
all right, gather around, children, by the fire.
Oh god, I gotta fix the camera now. Oh god, help!
Gather around the fire. Actually, you know what? No. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stand over here. You two, like try and sit to face me. I don't think it's possible. Or just stare at me under the moonlight. Stare at me under the moonlight.
Okay, stare. Oh god.
Oh yeah, Razz. No, you can take a front row seat, Razz. It's fine. Gamma
said.
Gamma needs more exercise, even if it's digital.
Here, I'm gonna. Hey, yeah.
Yay! Everybody's ready to go. Okay, it's time, children, to hear the story of how I made a top 3 player in a comic book shop cry all the way home. Razz, have you heard this story?
Possibly. I don't actually know.
Okay. So, eons ago, back when I was like 10 years ago, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! A little bit. I used to play mostly MTG, a little bit of TCG for Pokemon, and a bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! On the side. My friends were getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot. They started bringing me to comic book shops for it and stuff like that. Yu-Gi-Oh! For me, is such a joke of a game. Was and still is to me, with how maintained or how rigid the structure of cards were. That I was like, I refuse to play this game, quote unquote, properly or quote unquote kosher. I want the most control, like, tilt the man on purpose style deck that I could create. Do you guys know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh?
Slightly.
I had a friend who tried to teach me once, and she was trying to explain all the phases, and I got very confused and gave up.
That's fair. So, I'm going to tell you about a card. Do you remember what happens when you attack a Yu-Gi-Oh monster in defense mode, Razz?
You don't
I
lose
don't.
life points.
You lose life points equal to the difference, right?
Not if it's defense mode.
Yeah.
There's no trample in this game.
No. They lose life points equal to the defense difference.
I don't remember that.
It was at that time. Trust me, it was at that time.
Okay, I'm probably wrong.
So, at the time, when they were taking damage, right? I had really old cards back when I was building this deck. So my friends saw my cards and were like, "Wow, you can't play this." And I go, "Well, thanks." So since the ban list though targets all over the place, and it's not like 1997 cards are banned or 1998 cards, like only some of them, most of them were back then, but like there's a specific tier, like ban list. There's not a format. There's one format, and they just ban from across the entire game. It's the dumbest idea ever. Nonetheless,
I know a couple of those.
Yeah,
Monster Reborn, RIP.
Yep, Raigeki was banned. Black Hole, I think, was banned eventually, or limited to one.
Was banned.
Pot of Green. Well, Pot of Green. Jesus. Anyways, now they're all limited, by the way. Anyways, so not Pot of Green, but I used to play a pretty defensive deck. So I'd use things like Man-Eater Bug, Labyrinth Wall, Giant Stone Golem, like, the 2000 defense. And apparently that's not enough.
Mystic Elf.
No, ew. Oh, yeah, Mystic Elf. Yeah. Prevent Rats, stuff like this. So there's a card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Called Continuous Destruction Punch. Continuous Destruction Punch states, when an opponent attacks your monster in defense mode, generally the normal rule is they lose HP equal to the difference, and that's it. Just stays like that. They reveal my card if it's flip face down, and battle phase goes on normally. What Continuous Destruction Punch does is, when they attack your monster in defense mode, and their attack is lower than your defense, not only do they take the damage, but you destroy that monster as well. So I saw this card, and I go, please, I need 3 of these. And I need to build a deck that literally plays in defense mode. Never attacks, my opponent kills him or herself. They literally just suicide on, because at the time, that's when Black Wings and Six Samurais were really big, and those decks were incredibly offensive. So, since it makes the most sense to kind of tilt them and try and do that, the meta was to always attack face-down monsters. So I started putting in Snowman Eater. When you flip this monster face up, destroy target creature. I put in Marshmallow. When they attack it, you can't destroy Marshmallow through combat, and they lose 1,000 life points. You only have 8,000 life points. And I used to put in a bunch of these things. I had Labyrinth Wall and Millennium Shield, both 3,000 defense, which was breaking most Synchrons and stuff, all these other things. So I was an asshole. I was an asshole about it.
Sounds like it.
Yes. Because again, I thought Yu-Gi-Oh! And still think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a joke of a game. Sorry, Yu-Gi-Oh! Listeners. But I think the game is a joke. That's my opinion. So we went to a comic book store to buy these cards for me. And we built a deck there, and I was starting to play it. And unfortunately, we tested this game. We tested my deck with proxies against my friends, and my friends started to dislike me because the deck was annoying. Even though one guy played Dimension Hole or whatever, and it just basically removed all my cards anyway, so it didn't matter. But my deck would basically crush any aggressive deck. So anyone who played the top decks, I stood a chance against. I stood a chance, not a big one, but I stood a chance. So we're sitting in this comic book store, and they were buying cards or whatever. And through the front door, comes this 14-year-old kid. I only know he's 14 because I was told afterwards he was 14. He comes through the door. He was, and note this, write this down, Razz. He was the 3rd best player in their comic book shop. He was known to be He was known to be the 3rd best player in the comic book shop for Yu-Gi-Oh! This man had a reputation growing. Apparently, he was extremely knowledgeable. And like every 14-year-old kid who's extremely knowledgeable about a game, he's obnoxious as hell and has an enormous inflated ego. These are facts. So, he comes in, he sees my friends, and he starts playing with them because they have real decks, right? So, he starts playing against them, and he crushes them. He beats them all. I think my one friend who was playing the Infinite Dimensional, the guy who was beating me all the time, I think he took like a couple of games off him, so it was pretty even. So afterwards, he kind of does this Spartan thing. He's like, "Will anyone else challenge me in the arena?" No, it's like he was asking around the comic book shop because it's pretty empty. And there's a few people actually playing Pokemon TCG. Believe it or not, that was kind of a phenomenon that you could come here and grab Pokemon TCG cards because back then it was a pretty big system that you could not get them because they were doing whole like buyback stuff and they were losing a lot of money through it. So it's starting to get a little tighter, Ben. But he asks, "Does anybody else want to play me?" And he looks at me and goes, "Even if you don't have a real deck, I'll play you." And I look at him, I go, "I should take that as insulting, but you're not wrong. So, okay, let's play." So, he's playing Black Wings, at the time, the number 1 deck, and I'm playing Continuous Destruction Punch, at the time, a deck that would probably get me decked in the dick. So, we start playing, and he's playing it out normally. He's playing his cards, he's attacking every face-down defense position monster that I'm placing. He starts to lose life points. He attacks a Marshmallow. He attacks maybe, I put Big Shield Gardena in with 2600 defense, and I play Continuous Destruction Punch. He looks at the card and he goes, "Oh yeah, I know this card. I'm going to beat it easily." Start wishing.
Okay.
Sorry. And so he starts to lose really badly. And you can see his face is starting to do like that. You know, on Big Bang Theory where Sheldon's face starts to like twitch a bit? You could see this guy was starting to like fidget in the plastic chair a bit. And you could hear it because like there's nothing fabricy on it. So once you start hearing that thing creak, he's like really grinding his ass into that chair. So he's starting to get a little fidgety, and you can see his hand is kind of like moving a bit, and he's getting a little bit antsy, and he starts to trash talk the deck. He goes, "What the hell is this deck?" And I go, "Don't use your language. You're a little kid." And so I win the match by a hefty amount too. Like it's like 4,200 life points to 0. That's a big deal in a metagame where everything's slamming each other into it. And he had this face of like, "I just lost to a piece of shit." And I'm like, "Yes, you did lose to a piece of shit. That piece of shit was me. I am a piece of shit at the game." After he lost that match, instantly, he picked up his deck, didn't even put the deck in the box. He picked up his playmat, because I forgot to mention that he unfurled his playmat like he's a top champion. He had like the championship 20 whatever playmat signed and all this other shit, right? So he picked up his playmat, picked up his deck, didn't even put it in the box, and he runs towards the comic book door. And I hear a bit of whimpering. The kid's goddamn crying that he lost to me. And he runs past my friends, and he tries to go through the door, but he hits the door on the wrong side, because it's a push door. Hits the door on the wrong side, slams into it, like clutches his deck like if it touches the ground, he's going to lose all credibility, and runs out and runs around the corner of the comic book store. I don't know where he went. Maybe to call his mom? I have no idea. And my friends come over and they go, "What the hell did you do to him?" And I go, "I won." Like, I literally played my deck, and he had no idea on how to adjust because the metagame is literally go face, and my deck is extremely anti-go face. And I remember seeing the shop owner trying to hold in laughter because he didn't want to laugh at the kid because, like, imagine this 14-year-old super lanky kid my height trying to run through a door, hitting the door, and not even putting his deck in his box, and trying to run away like I'm hunting him down with a hatchet. It was by far one of the saddest things I've ever seen in a comic book store. I've seen many sad things, and that's another story for another day with my friend tilting the 9 other players, or 7 other players. But it was so awe-striking to me because I didn't want to follow stereotypes. And here I am watching a nerd walk out. Uh-oh. No, not again with the server maintenance. No.
Yeah.
But here I am again watching this kid be so upset that he lost to someone who sucks. It made me have like a reality check of, wow, I look like that when I'm a sore loser, and I need to stop that. So thank you, 14-year-old Black Wings player, for showing me that you're a soft little whiny person, and you need to stop that.
Yeah, no. People get upset very easily when it comes to their Yu-Gi-Oh games.
And I bet you it's because of status of being the third best. That's what I sat there going, third best playing the top deck because he has money. Oh, it must be nice to have your mother's money to buy your deck to be able to beat someone who's literally pulling out like $17 worth of cards out of his tin that's beat in.
You want to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh card money. Okay, so I'll tell my small little story for Yu-Gi-Oh! In which I got my ass handed to me. And I'm not sure if I was if I actually did or not. So I went to a con with my friends and we brought some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to play Yu-Gi-Oh with my Yu-Gi-Oh cards with my friends. So we were playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And this fucking nerdy ass motherfucker creeps out of the fucking dark corner with his fucking Yu-Gi-Oh box. It's all like shiny and shit. He's like, I'll play with you guys. And I'm like, sure, okay.
With the voice crack and everything, young.
Yeah, no, exactly. I had to make sure it was, exactly.
I felt like I was there.
So I'm like, all right, okay. I mean, I'm not great at the game, so sorry in advance if I don't do too good. So we pull out our decks. I think I was playing like some basic ass thrown together deck. Oh no, I think I was playing like God Magician or whatever.
Oh god,
my friend built. No, wait, no, it was a warrior deck. It was the warrior deck my friend built for me. Thank you, Ivan. Okay, so basically what happened is we start the game. I get to go first. And then I put one card down in defense mode, face down, because I don't got jack shit. So it becomes the Mega Nerd's turn. He throws out some kind of gem or crystal animal.
Oh, crystal beasts. Oh no.
Yeah, so he throws that out.
Oh yeah.
And then he's like, I can summon this now.
Yeah.
And this.
Yep.
And this. And this. And
yep. That's how crystal beasts go.
It's
stupid.
This. And this. And this. And also this.
By the way, this.
And this. Oh, and don't forget this one.
And by the way, Razz, this is not an exaggeration. This is how Yu-Gi-Oh goes. This way, it's a stupid game. It's literally it's a 3-turn game. It's dumb.
This is turn fucking 1.
Yeah.
And this.
Turn 1.
Yeah, turn 1 is literally if you don't do anything, turn 1 you lose. Like it's gross.
And I'm like, and he's like, after putting down like 40 different cards, because he needed to put them down everywhere. There was no room on the fucking floor anymore. And my field's just this one fucking card face down. It's like a fucking Karibo or something. I don't remember. And he's like, your turn. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, your turn, because I don't have anything in my hand. And then he's like, game over. And I'm like, okay. And then I picked up my cards and I'm like, okay, it was a fun time. We got a thing to do, and we really didn't have a thing to do. I just didn't want to. I'm not going to lie, he was a fucking asshole the whole time about it.
Yeah.
Like smug and shit. And I'm like, okay, bye. We got to, whatchamacallem, to go and do the panels or whatever.
Yep.
And then I never saw him again. I just remember him as the Crystal Beast guy who's really into beating people who didn't know how to play the game good.
Friggin' Crystal Beasts, man.
Yeah.
Almost as bad as those what were those magnet dudes? What were they called?
Oh, Magnet Warriors.
Was it Magnet Warriors? Yeah.
Yeah.
Frick.
They were okay. They weren't that bad.
No.
Elemental Heroes was worse.
Oh,
and there goes the server.
Oh no. I just lost like 2 hours of progress.
Sorry, what?
Oh, I just lost all of my fruit. Ooh, that's not great. That's not great.
This is the second time this has happened.
Did I actually? Oh my god!
Wait,
okay,
didn't
continue.
you come and sell the stuff?
No, all the fruit I was collecting during this entire podcast, it's all back on the tree.
Oh,
crap. Okay, sorry. Continue.
It's okay. No, that was my story. I got my ass handed to me and then I left because he was a dumb fucking nerd. And I was like, all right, cool. You cool guy nerd, Mr. Cool Guy. With the crystal beast.
There's nothing wrong with being good at a game, right? There's nothing wrong with having the good deck, but you gotta realize when you're like leagues ahead of people.
When I have one turn to do fucking nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
With a deck that my friend put together for me because I didn't play much. It's a little. I'm not salty, but I'm just like this fucking guy. Who is this fucking guy? That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying. If you're listening, Mr. Cool Nerd Guy, play a fucking different game.
Yeah, go play MTG.
For somebody else. Yeah, go play MTG.
At least it takes 4 turns there.
Yeah, at least it takes some kind of skill.
Wow.
And the worst part is I wasn't even sure if he was like serious about putting all the stuff down, and I'm just like, maybe he just. I'm just gonna let him have this because I don't feel like asking him if I can read the card.
And
And,
yeah, that was always the worst thing when you like didn't know what was happening on their turn. You're like, "Can I take a moment to read?" It's just like, "What do you mean you don't know?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Let me read the fucking card." Like, I have a life. I don't sit on databases reading everything, please.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. No. Fucking. I don't know. People are dumb. Fucking nerds.
Well, it's not. It's a pride thing, right? Like people get really too far into it, and it gets tilting to like listen and be there. Really.
Oh, it's just them getting so into it that's fucking annoying. It's a fucking card game. Get over it.
I mean, that kind of goes into what I was going to talk about next week with like how my friend used to play really gimmicky decks and he used to get very upset. Now I look back on it, I'm just like, why did I get so upset that he played such genius decks? Probably because I was getting my ass handed me by it. Nobody likes just sitting there and auto losing, but my friend was so smart with his decks in MTG that it was astounding. Dude would sit there for days building decks, and I'm just like, I did it too, but he's just good. Are
you writing this down, Razz? For next week?
Oh, totally.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Is that the story next week, or are we doing that time when
my friend just said next week?
Okay, I think that was the order of stories. We're going to talk about how my friend tilted a 9-player game,
and I can talk about my Magic the Gathering story then too.
I feel bad though. Hold on, whoa, hold on though.
What?
Where's Razz's stories?
Yeah, Razz. Why don't you play card games?
Yeah, why aren't you like us, Razz?
CGO for 3 months, and that is like the only card game experience I've ever had.
Trust me, it's more than enough.
Yeah, do you really need more? Let's be real.
I mean, when I was like 5, I remember I went to Walmart with my family, and I saw like all the trading cards up on like on the wall that they have like outside the cash register stuff, and I asked my family if I could buy anything, and they were like, no, it's just a waste of money, and that's how I never got into card games, basically.
Got him.
The sad thing is they're not wrong.
Yeah. Oh,
really. But yeah. No. I was gonna say something else, and I forgot what it was.
Well, no, I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Gamma ruining everything again.
I'm sorry. I get into it. Okay.
No, dude, it's okay. Don't worry.
No, it's not.
Okay, fine. Screw you.
Yeah, well, okay.
Get him.
Oh my god. I've just relived a middle-aged trauma.
You just relived that time you got your ass kicked in Crystal Beastland.
I got my that's my one story for Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that I got That's the second time I've ever played Yu-Gi-Oh against somebody I didn't know, and it's the second time I lost. The first time is when I was like 8, and I joined a competition, and I went in and I'm like, I summon Skull, and they're like, you can't do that. And then I was like, oh,
you suck. You could never be a player ever again.
And then I cried myself all the way home.
Yep. Been there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Happened with me in chess club. Right? I beat one guy in grade 8, and then I just got like destroyed by all these other people who were just really good at the game. And I'm like, yep, never playing chess again. I played chess again, but I realized I was not very good at it, and I was a little sad at myself about it.
That's understandable. Oh no, did I lose all those? I lost.
Actually, I technically got 2 wins. One of them being because the kid forgot I was there, so like they literally just forfeited. And then the other one because I killed his queen. He's just like, I give up. I'm like, what? Okay, sure, I'll take a free win. Yay! I'm not last place. I'm 8th out of 11 kids. Go me.
Oh man, I know how that feels. I told you about Daytona, right?
Oh yeah, your one win was the forfeit.
My one,
I didn't show up.
The first match of the day, I was nervous as shit. Sitting there with my 3DS, kind of shaking a little bit because I didn't sleep at all the night before. And I'm like, it's gonna be my first VGC match. And then he never showed up. And I was telling my friend Kat, I'm like, he's not here. She was a judge, by the way.
Oh.
And she's like, just wait like 5 minutes, I guess, and then if he's not here, then you win. And I'm like, oh, all right.
Time to go lock the front door.
Yeah, and then he never showed up, and then I got my ass handed to me all the other times. And then I went home and passed out.
There you go.
Because I didn't sleep. Sleep before competitions, people. It's worth it.
I mean, a win is a win, I guess.
I mean, it is.
If the man has half a brain to realize he won, yes.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, I just remember what I was going to say.
Do it.
I have this fat stack of bootleg Yu-Gi-Oh cards for some ungodly reason, and I have no idea where they came from.
Nice. Usually know what to do.
Oh my god.
Like I've owned them since I was like 5. And there's only one of them that's an actual card. The rest of them are some other weird bullshit. I don't know where they came from. They're just there. They exist. I don't know what to do with them.
You just reminded me.
I could actually use them.
Oh my god, Razz, you reminded me. Back in my days before I knew how to play Yu-Gi-Oh, I wanted the Egyptian god cards.
Oh man.
And I went online to a website that was known as West Coast Cards or some shit. And I bought all the Egyptian god cards for like $10 a piece. And they were fake as fuck.
Oh, I got him.
Oof.
Yeah, they got a 7-year-old for $30.
Got him. That's a lot of money to you.
It is, especially when you don't have it. But that was... Man, fake cards are dumb. I don't know why people do it. Except for the money, that makes sense. Man,
I just captured a large water bug.
Oh yeah, the little skater boy?
No, like the guy hangs off. It's like a giant beetle hanging off the edge of a pond.
What?
Yeah, look at the edges of your pond. There might be a bug that's like in a river or something like that. Yeah, exactly that noise, by the way.
Exactly. Well, I'm sorry. How did it go?
That guy.
Oh,
try and keep up, Gamma.
So it sounds like it's drowning, basically.
Yeah, actually.
Okay. Gotcha. So look for the drowning bug.
Look for the bug that needs help, and then leave it to die, and then catch it and hand it in your local museum.
What?
That sounds like me with ants.
No, rubber ducky. Sorry, I was fishing. Oh man, I still can't believe it's been a week
since the last podcast.
Oh, I thought it's been a week since. Oh no. I just skipped a whole week in my brain.
Oh no!
I thought we were just starting the podcast.
Okay, Doctor Who.
I'm kidding. Yeah. Man, now all I can think about is nerds, and it makes me angry.
There's so many balloons. Wait, why are nerds making you angry?
Because their mannerisms are annoying to me.
I mean, they could not be nerds and still have bad mannerisms.
I mean, you're not wrong, but it's a high chance that they have really bad mannerisms.
Fair.
You can call me a nerdcist all you want.
A nerdcist?
Yeah. Fucking nerds. Ruining everything I love and care about. Except they haven't done it to Animal Crossing yet.
Man, between tipping your waiters and...
Man, we don't have anything catchy like last week with the fucking old people candy. Now that I think about it.
We got Pickle Barrel Guy.
Oh yeah, fuck Pickle Barrel Guy.
Yeah.
That guy was an asshole.
We got Pickle Barrel Guy and friggin' what was the other thing? We have the great debate about tipping, like the existential metaphysical explanation that we went into. Wait, what?
Yeah, but that's a real topic.
Oh, Pickle Barrel Guy was a real topic. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, but he fucked that guy, but still, like that's more attuned to like Gamer Jam and fucking old people candy and fucking ass funnels and shit. I don't know. That was the last one, right?
I'm just saying, I hope your memory is great enough where if we get to like episode 30 and you can somehow tie in all 29 of the Gamer Jam like related or quality discussions, if you could do that, I should probably bake you some cookies.
You know I'm gonna make Gamer Jam one day. I have to. I don't.
You better serve it to me, dude.
I will if I see you in person at some point. Yeah, well,
high quality jam with some great epic energy boosting.
Yeah, I'll just literally dump a bunch of coffee into it, and then we'll be set.
I don't think that makes anything better for us.
It gives caffeine.
Oh, I see.
Energy for gamers. Speaking of which, I'm gonna make some GG subs real quick.
You gonna make it what?
I'm gonna make some GG subs so I can stay up.
What's a GG sup?
It's like Gamer Fuel, but not Gamer Fuel.
Interesting.
It's less bad for you than Gamer Fuel, I think.
Oh, I see.
I read the instructions once.
What?
Once.
Instructions on what?
On the nutrition facts, not the instructions. Listen.
Like what?
It's fucking 2:15 in the morning.
1, put powder in. 2, stir.
No, the
3,
nutrition
1.
facts.
Uh-huh.
Gosh, I'm sorry, I can't be normal.
I'm sorry you can't speak English.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why you guys have me on this podcast. I can't fucking speak actual words.
I mean, we were going to announce that you were kicked, but we thought it wouldn't be a great time to...
Was it because I made a scene?
What scene?
It's because I made a scene, wasn't it? Oh no, I lost my egg!
I thought we were going to say that he was going on maternal leave for being pregnant.
Yeah, I'm pregnant, you know? I mean, sorry.
Pregnant?
Oh, shoot.
Pregante.
Permanent mark.
Pregante.
I'm
Still
sorry,
one of the best
guys.
videos ever shown to me.
Fuck, that whole thing is just amazing.
Who showed that again? Was that me?
I don't
did you guys?
know.
I think someone found it for me and I showed it to you guys, like that.
Maybe. It's amazing either way.
Oh, no, it's phenomenal. It's just straight comedy gold. It's great.
Nah, yeah, definitely. Oh, my God. Well, tonight was fun. It was interesting because we did it live.
Yeah,
wow,
we did
it was live.
We did it live in Animal Crossing, live in front of a live studio audience across the universe on the internet.
Yeah,
you guys
across
are awesome.
the universe.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for understanding in chat that we weren't talking to you too much because that's kind of how it works. But You guys are the bomb. Should we do the thing? Should we do it, Noob? Should we do it, Razz? The thing?
The outro thing?
Yeah, that thing.
Yes. That's a good thing to do.
I'll start the outro. Are you ready?
Oh no.
So you have found a crawfish. Neither crab nor lobster. Crawfish evolved in an interesting manner. Beware their fearsome.
Oh my god.
Behold their many legs.
Shut up, Leathers!
It is a bit bug-like. Hey, what? The more I look at it, the more unsettled I feel. Let's be done with this and never speak of it again, shall we? And there you have it.
I don't know how people can eat fucking crayfish. Fucking.
It's well, first of all, it's a crawfish.
The same.
You know.
They call it crayfish over here, you ding dong.
Oh, no. One's spelled with a W, one's spelled with a Y.
They're the same thing.
Are they?
Yes.
Oh.
They're basically big ass lobster shrimp.
Oh, okay. Let me remedy that. I apologize. Beware the giant water bug. I tell you, this vicious predator has been known to attack fish, frogs, and even snakes. Snakes!
So mad.
Truth be told, no one is safe. Its nickname is the toe biter, for goodness sake. The toe biter? Man's got some kinky stuff going on in the back there. Now, one final fact before I faint. The gruesome bug uses its nose to inject its prey with digestive juices. I hope you guys sleep well tonight. I'm not going to.
Great.
After reading that.
Yep. Now I know there's a thing named the toe biter out there that sneezes on my toe and causes me to get poisoned.
I'm sorry, what?
Beware the toe biter.
I don't know, man. I'm just hitting Zipper with a net at this point. This is my life.
He hides.
Stop hitting the bunny with
bed at night.
He doesn't get mad, so I'm gonna keep doing it.
For Zipper?
He don't care. He doesn't give a shit. Look at him. He's just happy about it. He's so happy. Look at that. This is gonna be like fucking Duck Hunt VR, where he shows up in my house with a knife and does stuff.
Well, wait, why is he suddenly in your house with a knife?
Have you heard about Duck Hunt VR?
I have not.
It's literally like Duck Hunt with like a guy in a dog costume, and it's VR, and you get like secret endings by like shooting at the dog, and he it doesn't care until it actually starts showing up at your house and murders your mom and then murders you. I'm sorry.
Very quickly.
Yeah, it's a creepy game. It's one of those creepypasta games. It's like FNAF or whatever.
Okay.
Except not FNAF. Yeah, sorry.
Now you've got me looking over my shoulder, man. Thanks, man.
I mean, you should look out your sliding glass door, because that's where he shows up, apparently. I'm going to hit this motherfucker more. Alright, so... you guys...
I thought you didn't want to summon Duck Hunt Dog.
I got a net, and it's star-shaped. I'll be fine.
Oh, that's good. Beat him with the power of Sailor Moon.
Cherry's just watching me do it. I was fucked up. I'm gonna stop.
Man, miss like 5 minutes of that conversation, you have no idea what ride you're about to go on.
Okay. We should do the outro.
We're doing the outro. Good night.
This is all part of the outro.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. No.
Good night, that's
it. Beware the mighty dung beetle.
No plugs.
Beware the mighty dung beetle.
Oh my god, noob. No. Alright, well, I'm AmaGamma. I do stuff on Twitch, Twitter, and whatnot. AmaGamma.
Gamma, do your plugs.
He's doing it right now.
Oh, okay.
You know what? I'm over it. I don't care. Go check out do exclamation podcast and noob stream. You'll find links to the podcast.
No, you don't have to go to my place to find Gamma. On Twitter and Twitch at AmaGamma.
We're on Spoofy, Anchor, and YubTub.
Exactly.
That's my fill. I'm done.
Alright. I'm RazzberryBlitz. I also do the Twitch thing. I do really dumb things, like speedrun terrible games.
We didn't even talk about our speedrun of Bratz today.
We did it!
We didn't talk about it on the podcast.
It's fine.
Let's see how well we remember it next week, or how many times Razz has like slammed her head against a brick wall to forget about it.
So what was your PB, noob?
My PB? It was a 148.
Oh, okay.
It's sub 2. Again, just like my bingo, sub 2.
Sub 2 pog.
Sub 2 big pog. That's some big pog.
More like sub to my Twitch. Got him.
I mean, you should do that anyways.
Follow me on Twitch.
All right.
At twitch.tv/RazzberryBlitz.
Whoa.
Then my Twitter handle's RazzberryBlitz, where I post when I go live.
Whoa.
And whatnot. And that's all I got. Go, noob, go.
Well, if you want to find out more about how much that kid cried, I could tell you that. But over at twitch.tv/ProPokeNoob. Also, if you want to keep up to date with when the podcast comes out, you'll see postings all of our Twitters and Instagrams, including my own, which is Twitter and Instagram at ProPokeNoob. And if you are interested, am I allowed to plug my other side business here now?
No. Go
Okay.
for it.
Oh, okay. If you want to learn how to speak as eloquently as myself, or like Gamma or Razz, because they're very good speakers. For some reason, I don't know why I introduced them because it's my business, but I am going to be opening a charisma coaching business on Fiverr. All you need to do is look for me on Fiverr. I don't know when that's going to be set up, so if you listen to this for this episode, I might have the job established. If you listen to this episode, it's not done by tomorrow, which is today, maybe. You may or may not. I don't know. Check Fiverr with my name. You'll find me, and as you can tell, I'm definitely the best coach for public speaking.
Tomorrow, which is today.
Yes.
I would like to point
Tomorrow
out.
is now today. Yes?
Okay, the gorillas. I would like to point out that I'm not a student of noob, so don't look at me as a benchmark.
Are you trying to throw me down the... Wait, are you trying to throw me?
I'm trying to throw myself under the bus. I said I'm not a student of yours.
Who does that?
So you do not have to worry about being as bad as me. You know what? Maybe if I did the service, I wouldn't speak as stupidly as I do.
Stupid speaking is just a part of the job, so that's got to be stuck with you forever, and me. It's the Bratz effect. We have to call it the Bratz effect, where you just start absolutely losing all sense of time, names, dates. Like when everything just goes down the drain, that's the Bratz effect.
Oh no.
Diamonds forever, and it's a girl thing. That sounds like all the small things.
It's a girl thing. I
It's
guess.
a girl thing. That's all.
Okay.
Beam us up, Scotty. Get us the hell out of here quick. Hit the off button.
Zipper, I swear to God, one more time. If I get another egg, I'm gonna...